Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It feels like it's been a while since I made a video, so I thought it'd be fun to go through some of the new pickups in my collection. I realized that there are a couple trends when I was pulling these records out. One, there's a lot of trombone in these records, and then also there's a lot of kind of out there avant-garde records. So I'm going to start with the more bop and then move to the more out records. So with that, I'm going to jump into it. And the first one here is the Jimmy Joffrey 3 Travel and Light. So this record in the Jimmy Joffrey 3, I feel like has blown up ever since Joe Harley mentioned them on Norman Maslov's channel. He was recommending this, a live concert, 2-disc from 1961 on ECM. And I think there was another Western themed one, but the idea is that it's the three, it's a group of three, there's no bass, there's no drums. You can see he's playing clarinet on the front here, Jim Hall's on guitar, and then you have Bob Brookmeyer playing valve trombone. And these guys sound like masters. They're playing. It's almost like delicate, and they're playing off each other really beautifully. I was able to pick this up. This is the mono copy. I do think this would be really cool to have in stereo, given that it's just the three of them. I would imagine that the stereo imaging is probably putting everybody in one channel or the center. So I think if you could get a stereo copy of this, that's probably the way to go. But mono, I mean, this also sounds really fantastic. So I'm super happy to add this to the collection. And this is on Atlantic, and that's the mono black label. I think the stereo one, I think, has that light green, orange green label. This next one, I'm really excited. So this is Bearcat Clifford Jordan. This is a quartet with Clifford Jordan, Cedar Walton, Teddy Smith, and J.C. Moses on drums. And Clifford Jordan, front and center, leader of this quartet. There he is, wrapped or draped in something there. But it's a great bluesy, straight ahead record. Highly recommend this one on Jazzland. And just check out Jazzland in general. I feel like I've found such great records on Jazzland. They are a subsidiary or sub-label of Riverside, and a lot of the artists play on Jazzland, so you could find some really great records on Jazzland. So recommend that. And this is on the red, this is the Orpheum label. I have a few of these, and these sound excellent, so highly recommend picking up Jazzland on that red label. This next one is a Blue Note. This is Sunny Side Up. This was in the bins of a record shop close by. I just left it. I saw it there a couple of times, and I just saw that it was a sealed connoisseur series. It says the original analog source was used. I just didn't really know too much about it. But after the second time, I came home, looked it up online, and realized that these are good sound, that people find these very good sounding records. And he only wanted $19 for the sealed, and that's pretty much a steal for how much these are going for online. So next time I went in, it was still there, and I grabbed it, and it sounds fantastic. And I tend to like the more straight ahead jazz, not so much the bluesy side, except Lou Donaldson is the exception. I love his compositions. I love his sound. Blues Walk is one of my favorite Blue Notes. So I do love Lou Donaldson. He is the exception to the rule for me. So really happy to get this one. And you can see that for this Connoisseur series, they started a new catalog number. So I think this is this is a 4000 series originally. But yeah, so that is Sunny Side Up, Lou Donaldson. This is the Connoisseur label. And this, I think, came out in like the mid-90s or something like that. And it did come in this sleeve here. So they did pay attention to those details for the Blue Note buyers. So this next one here, we're starting now to move to the outside of the ledger, and although this is called Straight Ahead, it has Roy Haynes and Eric Dolphy on it, and they really kind of push and create a tension on this record that make it an out record, in my opinion. So this one's really cool. It has this is an OJC. It is a New Jazz. Here's the purple label here. New Jazz are really expensive records. They generally go for like over $100, all of them. It's an expensive label to collect. So when this OJC came up, I think this is an 82, 83, 84 pressing. So it's an early OJC 099. And I grabbed it. It was a good price. And I'm happy to to add some more of those purple labels to my collection. All right, moving on. We have 4 for Train. There's a lot to be said about this record. There's most of you guys probably know the story of how Archie Shepp was trying to get in front of Bob Thiele, who was the producer at Impulse at the time, to get studio time. It seemed like he was unable to get his ear, so Coltrane went to bat for him and got him a session. And Bob basically said, you can do a session, but you have to do all Coltrane songs because you're really out there. Your compositions are not what Impulse is looking for. So Archie Shepp was fine with that. He basically took 4 Train songs, I think 3 of them from Giant Steps, and another one from the record that has, it's almost like a purple cover. I forget the name of it now, but yeah, so he does 4 Train songs, and on the back it says that Archie Shepp and his fellow musicians play 4 Coltrane compositions with savagery and intensity. So that's what you can expect from this record here. And yeah, so you have Roswell Rudd on it, on trombone, and the next record is a Roswell Rudd record. So we'll get to that in a second. Archie Shepp tenor, John Takai on alto sax, Reggie Workman bass, Alan Shorter flugelhorn. Look at Alan Shorter, how much he looks like his brother. I mean, does that not look like it's Wayne Shorter? And who else? And then Charles Moffett on drums. So great lineup. It's an out there record, one that's been on my want list for a while. Really happy to have found it in this condition. I believe this is a second pressing, and I think you could tell because first pressings, see how it says AS71A? I think first pressings don't have the -A. It's just AS71 and then side 1. So I believe this is a second pressing. Sounds great. Really happy to have it. As shown just before, Roswell Rudd. This is a trombone player that was on 4 for Train. He's playing with mostly a European group here. I think one guy's from South Africa. This is really out there. It's challenging. Sonically, this is lacking in the top end, but the music is fantastic. It's still in like the blues vein, but it's really out there. So it's a challenging one. Highly recommend it. This was recommended by Stunty over on the Stunt Rock Confusion channel. So definitely check his channel out. He's always recommending really cool avant-garde stuff. And this one was one that he recommended. I sampled it and I wanted it. It's really cool. So yeah, so this is Roswell Rudd, his first lead record, I believe. And it's on the America label, which is a label out of France. Okay, we have, I think, 3 more. This one popped up. This is, I think, a pretty difficult record to find. I don't think they just pressed that many of them. This is a reissue. This is Some Other Stuff, Grantian Moncure III. Look at this lineup here. Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock, Cecil McBee, and Tony Williams. So Tony on this is burning. There's like, I think, Nomadic, I think it's like an entire song. It's a drum solo. It's incredible. So this is a cool one to have. Definitely avant-garde. They're reissuing Evolution with the pink cover on the classic series. So I have that pre-ordered. I'm really excited because I have him as sideman on a few things, but I didn't have any of his lead records, and I'm just excited to have this one, and then we'll get Evolution soon. So this is a cool one. Super happy to have it. It's on this reissue Black Bee label. This is Van Gelder stamped, and it's really clean. Yeah, so super happy to have this one. And I got it for a very good price too. All right, 2 more. This next one here, bam, Conflict, Jimmy Wood Sextet featuring Elvin Jones. This I discovered maybe like a few months ago. I've been kind of going through all the contemporary discography, figuring out which records that I really want to look out for. And Jimmy Woods has 2 records on contemporary. It might be his only 2 lead records. And both of them are awesome, and they're pretty rare and hard to find. So the story with this copy is, this is Boplicity, reissued by Boplicity. This is a UK reissue from 1985. And from what I read, I was trying to, before I purchased this, I tried to read if Boplicity is a good label to get. And essentially what people were saying is that they sound fantastic. They reissued a lot of contemporaries in the UK, and they're essentially like an OJC in the UK. I don't know what the source was. It is 85, so I think it's a good likelihood that it was a tape duplicate or something like that. But it sounds really good. And this is an affordable. So if you look online, you can get this for like 20 pounds. The problem is that it's like another 25 pounds shipping. So all said, you're spending $50 for a Boplicity record. So I didn't want to do that. I slept on it, and then one popped up in the US for like 19 bucks or something like that. The cover is like trashed. The spine is, well, it's not totally trashed, but I mean, the spine's gone. So I'm keeping it in this this sealable sleeve. But the record is like, you know, VG Plus plays perfect, no problems at all. So really happy to add this one to the collection. Would love to upgrade to an actual US contemporary pressing, but they never come up and they can get really pricey. Jimmy Woods also has a record called Awakening, and that one's even more sought after, more pricey. But let me take you through the lineup here. So I love this. So Jimmy Woods alto sax, he sounds awesome on this. Carmel Jones trumpet. Carmel Jones is on a lot of contemporary records, and he's on, I think he's sideman on a couple Blue Note records too. I can't remember everything, but he is awesome. I've been trying to collect all of his stuff. Joe Harley is putting out a Pacific Jazz. It's a the Incredible Carmel Jones or something like that. I think when that hits, I think it has potential to be like another Katanga, if not even more explosive to the collectors. So Carmel Jones is awesome trumpet player. Harold Land tenor sax, killer tenor sax player. Andrew Hill on piano. They spell his name wrong here, Hille, but it is the great Andrew Hill on piano. George Tucker bass and Elvin Jones on drums. And Elvin he's like on fire on all of this. There's a lot of crashing on it. There's a lot of just crash cymbals on it. And his solos are fierce. It's fiery. I mean, Conflict, it kind of says everything you need to know. But this one is awesome. You want to look out for this for sure. Okay. All right. We're almost done. Last one. So continuing on with the Elvin Jones thing. Bam! We got Illumination, Elvin Jones, Jimmy Garrison Sextet featuring McCoy Tyner. This one has been on my want list for a while. So it's an expensive record. It usually comes up for like $100 plus. If you want the RVG stamped one, if you want later pressings like the green bullseye label, you can get those for more affordable. But I tend to try to get the earlier pressings. I think it's more fun to collect those, so I hold out. And this one came up for a very good price, and I jumped on it. So yeah, it's got McCoy Tyner. It has Prince Lasha on it, which Prince Lasha is somebody that's pretty new to me as well. Looking for those records. There are a couple that are in my Discogs cart, or one that's in my Discogs cart right now that I haven't pulled the trigger on. But yeah, Sonny Simmons is on this. I don't have much Sonny Simmons. This might be the only record that features Sonny Simmons I have. So really excited. This one, it's an out there record. Here are the guys. Take a look at that, and it's great. I don't know what else to say about it. So the back says this album is truly representative of the avant-garde movement in jazz today. I think that's a good explanation, and definitely check this one out. It's out there, but Elvin Jones is just awesome on this, and yeah, it's a great one. So that's and it's a 72 pressing. It is Van Gelder stamped. And who is this? Paul Fisher wrote his name on the label, so thanks, Paul. and yeah, so just happy to expand my Impulse collection with that one. That has been on my want list for a while now. So that's it. Those are my new acquisitions. Tell me what you think. Do you have those records? Do you like those records? Did these records make you think of any other records I should explore? Yeah, just let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.